Hey folks, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program, where last time we traveled to another planet in our solar system, our starter system, in search of silicon. To remind ourselves what we're actually working on, we would like to be able to build the Assembler Mark II. And where was that? High-speed assembling. So the recipe here calls for graphene. And I guess we can go into the replicator here to check this out. So we need graphene, which is produced from graphite and sulfuric acid, and microprocessors, or rather processors, which are made from circuit boards and microcrystalline components, which in turn are made from high purity silicon and copper. We have no silicon back at our starter planet, so we need to find it here on Alwaid I, turn it into high purity silicon here, and then ship that back. At present, the only way to get items from this planet to our main base is by carrying it manually in the Icarus mech. So we're going to set up here as much high purity silicon production as we can to quickly produce it, and then we'll carry it back manually and kind of use it parsimoniously. We'll dole it out as we need it. So it seems we need to get here to this silicon vein. Reserves here of 500,000, which is pretty much the entirety of what's available on this planet. So this is the one place on this planet that has the silicon ore, and we need to get there from where we are. Can I set an indicator or a marker here? No. Okay. Where actually am I then? Where's my mech? I don't really know. I think we're on the opposite side of the planet. Yeah, we are. All right. So it was roughly this direction. Let's head over here and see if we can't figure this out. Okay, where is the silicon now?
Upgrade complete.
There's one set of veins. Okay, it's further here.
Flight mode.
It's over in this direction, I think. I don't know if we brought enough stuff with us. There it is. Okay, the silicon veins are here. So ideally, we want to set up a very small factory, hopefully not enough to proc the threat from these planetary bases the Dark Fog has established. But we'd like to just produce high purity silicon here and then carry as much of it back as we can carry to our home planet. So let's get started. Let's see about producing some mining machines. We have some. Let's see. So this will get 200 per minute. That's probably fine. Let's get that placed down. We'll pour that directly into a series of smelters. So let's go into the production tab and get arc smelters. Let's see how many we can do. There's 4. I don't know if that's enough, or I don't know why they got placed that way. Let's copy... Well, hold on. Let's set one of these to produce high purity silicon. This will run... This will produce 30 per second. Or 30 per minute. It'll consume 60 ore and produce 30 high purity silicon. So out of 60... What did this say? Something like 200? So we can support 3 smelters, I think, running at full speed. Let's get one more then. Place it down like that. We'll run a belt. I wonder if we should have moved them closer. I guess it's fine. We'll run a belt from here, like so. Now we don't actually need the last one. And then we'll use our sorters Now let's see. How many is that? That's going to be 90 per minute. That's fine. And then we'll have another belt for the output, like this. We are going to need power. Now, if we look at the planet view, we can see that the easiest thing for us to set up is wind energy, but the wind energy ratio is 70%, so it's not super efficient. But we don't really want to be setting up a massive infrastructure and lots of power here. We just want to mine this ore. So let's see. What's the... We'll place the sorters to get the output, and we'll stick it into a depot. If I can get one in here. Like so. That looks good. These guys are not going to produce that much. They're going to produce... Let's see. 30 per minute, so 90 per minute total. So one sorter should do the trick here into the depot. And then we need 3 more sorters for the output. Like that. Okay, let's set up some power generation. We'll put down some wind turbines.
Materials.
I hope we have what we need to construct them. How many can we make? 14? I don't know. We got to be careful about what we build. Let's start with just 1 and see what kind of power generation we get from it. Let's do something like... I guess that's sort of what we can do. Let's put that there. So this is going to generate 209 kilowatts. That's half of what we need. So we need probably a bunch more. All right, well, let's make some more then.
Insufficient materials.
Let's make 3 more for now. I don't want to use up materials. I only have so much that I can bring with me, that I have brought with me, rather. Is that right? Oh, it's sort of, it's one of those things where it's like north-south changes. Okay, so there's 4. That's enough to run this, but we've got other stuff we need to connect it to. Now, do I have any Tesla towers with me? I do. Let's grab one of these here. That should power everything. Let's take a look at the grid. So we need more power. Our demand is higher than our generation. So we need probably 4 more Tesla wind turbines here. Should do the trick. Let's get those set up.
Replication complete.
Let's get those built. Okay, how does the grid look now? Okay, we have 100% sufficiency to produce this high purity silicon. That's good. I would like to produce it faster, which would mean we build another one of these. Another unit like this. And maybe we can do that with... But we would need 8 more wind turbines to provide sufficient power. How many more can I build? I can build 6. So I would need iron ingots. That's what I think, short on. It's always the iron ingots. Also, I should check. How's my fuel? Okay, we have enough fuel to get back where we came from. That's good. So let's do this. Let's go find an iron vein. Let's quickly set up production of some iron ingots over here. We don't need many, we just need some. So let's do like a mining machine here that feeds straight into an arc smelter. And we can just have that output to a depot. And of course we're going to need to power this as well, aren't we? Okay. We can power this. That's fine. So we'll take the ore into here. Connect this to this and this to this. We'll set this up to produce iron ingots, and then a pair of wind turbines should do the trick.
Insufficient.
Let's make as many as we can. We can make 6 more. And then we're going to be out of iron ingots. So I think that should do the trick for this. Let's see.
Application complete.
No, we don't have the sufficiency we need. We need 2 more. All right. Okay. So now we've got enough to power this small production chain for our iron ingots, which we need to produce more wind power. The other thing I guess we could do is we could go set up like a thermal power plant at some coal, maybe? That would involve a lot though. We don't have geothermal power. Do we have coal nearby? I don't see any.
Flight mode.
Yeah, there's no coal nearby, so we do need as many wind turbines as possible. Let's see how many of these we can make. 9? That should be sufficient for our needs. So let's come over here. And let's take this entire setup. And let's see if we can turn it into a blueprint. So we'll hit Control C. And we'll get the miner.
Replication.
All of the belt. Oh, we can actually click and drag. We can get that whole setup and use it here. Now let's turn it around and put it somewhere like this, maybe? Now, how does that work? Does that just get built? Oh, that's cool. Okay. I think it's doing it. It's building it all for me. What is this? We need 3 arc smelters and a miner. Okay, let's see if we can build that.
Insufficient materials.
Build 1 miner. And then
Insufficient materials.
build 3 arc smelters.
Insufficient materials.
Okay, I need more iron ingots for this.
Flight mode.
Where's that? Over here?
Insufficient materials. Flight mode.
Now, this one is hitting 5, and this one's hitting 6. So this is producing, I don't know, probably not enough. Not as many as I thought it would. Okay, now we need more power. So let's get that set up. We should have built 8 more of these, right? Hold on, let me delete this real quick. And let's finish setting up the wind towers. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Hold on. So if you hold the shift key and drag, it'll automatically distribute them the way you want. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 more. And then we need 1 Tesla tower to cover some of this other stuff. Okay. So we got 4.3% threat. I guess that's fine. And now I think we just wait. I think we just wait for this to produce huge oodles of high purity silicon. We could have some research going back home. We probably should have some research going back home. Let's just unlock anything that it seems like we could do. Solar collection, activate. Proliferator, activate. Deuterium fractionation, activate. Basic chemical engineering. All these things with red and blue, that can be researching back home for free while we're doing this. Let's just get all of this going. Okay, that's good. And then this is going to slowly produce a bunch of this. Oh, this is already pretty full. Nice. Okay. So I think the other thing we'll do is we'll drop a depot here and we'll just leave everything else behind. Because everything we brought with us, we don't need anymore. There might be 1 or 2 exceptions. Let's see. Let me stack another one on here. Hold on. Now I got to take it all back.
Research complete.
Okay, there's solar collection back home with the silicon we're harvesting. We might be able to make some solar panels. Let me make another depot. Just 1, please. Okay. We'll pop that depot on top of this one to give it some extra storage. And now we send everything over. Okay. So what do we actually want to bring back with us? Thermal power plant, water pump, oil extractor, oil refinery. Why do we have 1 solar panel? That I don't understand, but we have it. I'll take it with me. The matrix labs are pretty expensive to make, but no, we can make as many of those as we want. I don't think we need the electromagnetic matrix or the turrets. Although, actually, we could set up a turret here real quick. What else do we have here? Titanium ore will take. The fire ice will take. And then the rest of this, I think we just leave here for the future. I don't think we need any of it. Hydrogen fuel rods and organic crystals. I don't think we need. We can get more belts and connectors. All of this stuff we can get back there. Except but what we can't do is get we can't get more silicon. Only what we can carry with us in our inventory. I will set up a Gauss turret here, just in case. Could be helpful.
Insufficient materials.
Let's set one of these down to cover as much of this as we can. So, somewhere like here.
The recipe for proliferator. It can greatly increase production efficiency. Fit a spray coater on a conveyor belt. Feed proliferator from the upper port. The coater will spray cargo on the conveyor belt below. Cargo coated with proliferator has proliferator points. When such cargo is used as raw materials, it yields extra output or accelerates production.
Okay, yeah, we saw this a little bit earlier, or in the previous episode. Spray coaters and proliferators can significantly increase the output of the production line. You can set up the spray coater on the conveyor belt with cargo, or connect an in-feed conveyor belt to sprayer coater, and feed the proliferator into the spray coater from the higher port. Then the sprayer coater will automatically spray the proliferator on the cargo when they pass through it. I gotta say, I don't think this is this game was originally written in English. I think it was written in either Chinese or Japanese. Some of the English grammar is a little bit awkward, but I mean they get the point across, so that's all that matters. After being sprayed with the proliferator, items will gain proliferator points, which will determine the effects of the proliferator. Different proliferator points apply different extra products or production speed effects. Proliferator type 1, proliferator point. Oh, proliferator type Mark 1, proliferator, that is hard to say a lot. Proliferator points 1. Production speed up 25%. extra products 12.5%, extra power consumption 30%. And then you can see as the numbers go up. So this is an efficiency multiplier that we can put onto important production chains. If we had some here, we could make more products that we're waiting for, the high purity silicon. Not all items will gain the extra products effect after being sprayed with a proliferator. Some items will gain other effects. For example, if this item is used in the research mode of a matrix lab, it will output extra hashes after being sprayed. If it's used for the ray receiver, which we don't have, if the item is a common fuel, it'll increase the heating value after being sprayed. You can hover the cursor over the item to check the details of the proliferator's effect. If you want to gain the extra products or production speed-up effects during production, spray each raw material of this product with a proliferator so that each of them gains the proliferator point. If there's any raw material that does not gain the proliferator point during production, the entire production will not deliver extra products or be sped up. So we'll have to experiment with this. We'll have to figure out where we want to use it. Obviously, we don't want to use it everywhere. It's too expensive and probably too hard to set up, but certain things it would certainly be valuable for. To obtain extra products from a production process, make sure that each raw material gets the proliferator point, then select the extra products effect for the corresponding production facility. Okay. When items sprayed with the proliferator are used as a raw material to produce next level products, the power of the production facility will increase substantially, resulting in extra power production. Okay, yikes, that's a lot of talk. We've also unlocked the deuterium fractionation technology. Establish a fractionator to fractionate deuterium from liquid hydrogen. While the separation efficiency is limited, the production of deuterium signals the approach of a nuclear energy era. All right. Well, so there's new types of energy. We've unlocked solar. Since we have a lava planet, we'd like to get geothermal, and it sounds like we can fractionate deuterium to progress towards nuclear energy. Lots of stuff going on. But the main thing we want to do is load ourselves up with as much high purity silicon as we can. So we're going to take all of the high purity silicon we produced and bring it back to our other planet. So we've got a while to go here. I'll tell you guys what, I will literally just stand here and wait for this to produce as much as I can carry. And then we'll be able to bring back, like, how many columns do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. So 7 by 10. We'll be able to bring back 70 stacks, less 3, so 67 stacks of high purity silicon. And then we'll dole this out until we can reach the point where we can transport this automatically between planets. If we look at our research, I know there's something about that. High efficiency logistics system 3? No. Planetary logistics. We would get the hub of the planetary logistics system. Drones will automatically deliver the cargo to respective stations once you've specified. Okay, there's that, whatever that was completed. So this is planetary logistics. Planet-wide cargo transportation can be achieved. So do we need interstellar? It's gonna be a while, I think, before we can get there. Integrated logistics, what's this? I'm not sure. I think this is only on the planet. It says planet-wide. But maybe if we research this, then we can upgrade it to interplanetary logistics. We have interstellar logistics. Interstellar material transportation. That's this, yeah. No, this is the one we need. Giant space elevators make it easier to transport materials between planets. They can connect factories on different planets to form a massive industrial empire. And we have a interstellar logistics vessel. So I don't know if these can go between star systems, but I'm pretty sure this is what we need to go between planets. So it's gonna be a while before we get there. We need the yellow hashes. We can get up to this, but then we need the yellow hashes to get interstellar. And then presumably producing these has a lot of, like, yeah, we can't actually produce these vessels yet. There's other prerequisites we're gonna need. But I will enqueue high efficiency and planetary. This requires thruster. Where's thruster? Where would thruster be? Thruster's here. So let's go after hydrogen fuel rod and thruster. And then once that's done, we can go to planetary logistics systems. I know it's going to require vertical construction level as well. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. Like I said, I'll cut the video here. When we come back, we'll be full of delicious high purity silicon, and we'll fly back home and see what we can make with it. We've got a starter factory here, just a little itty bitty factory to produce high purity silicon, and we've left a few items that we might be able to use in the future when we come back here. You know, things that'll help us bootstrap. When we come back, what we should do is bring like geothermal power stations with us after we've researched it, and other things that we can use, like high yield, high complexity items that are going to be hard to manufacture here. We'll bring them here with us and take back high purity silicon, maybe titanium, which we have on this planet as well. So like we might make a few more trips, but for right now I'll cut the video, and when we come back we'll be full up on the silicon and ready to head home. All right, we're back, and we have completely filled our inventory with high purity silicon. So it's time to bid farewell to Alwaid 1 and make our way back to Alwaid 3 to begin production on microcrystalline, what was it called? Microcrystalline processors or something? Gosh, it's this. So we're gonna need copper and our high purity silicon to produce microcrystalline components. Okay. While I was waiting for this to fill up, we did get a bunch of research completed, including combat drones and fleets. So let's read this real quick. Combat drones are an important part of the Icarus defense system. They can launch attacks together with Icarus. After prototype is unlocked, Icarus will be able to command squadrons. There's a hangar inside Icarus. A hangar can contain 4 groups of combat drones. Combat drones must be deployed into a fleet before they can operate. Left-click on a slot in a fleet to deploy a combat drone to each slot, or click on the settings button to the right of the fleet to set up all combat drones of the fleet. Click on the auto-replenish button to the left of the fleet to enable auto-replenish. Once enabled, any destroyed combat drone in the fleet will be replenished from the hangar. If ground fighters are deployed, fleets will automatically attack and strike all enemies within their range. After eliminating all enemies nearby, the fleets will automatically return. If you want to command fleets and manually give them instructions, press Z to enter the combat interface to enable the command mode of each fleet. In the beginning, Icarus can only command 1 ground squadron. It only has a maximum of 4 ground fighters. You can upgrade technology to increase the number of squadrons and their capacities. Ground squadrons can assist Icarus in combat on the surface of a planet. After Corvette is unlocked, space fleets can be deployed. Warships and space fleets can be commanded to assist Icarus in space combat. So there's a lot there that I'm not quite sure I understand yet. But we'll play around with it. We'll figure it out. Let's go to our star map. Let's pick our destination here. That's going to be Alwaid 3. Let's see if I can figure out how to target it. Alwaid 3. Let's set an indicator. There we go. And then I guess we fly off towards it. Let's see if we can get home.
Flight mode. Cruise mode.
Okay, so we're in cruise mode, aiming at the planet. Let's hit shift to get ourselves up to speed. Burn as much energy as we can. And then slowly, we'll just keep pressing the forward key to aim towards Alwaid 3. So we're moving at 800 and some odd meters per second, almost a kilometer per second. We do have a full astronomical unit to cross to reach our home planet. Now we don't want to slam into the gas giant. We want to stick to our home planet. So let's just keep aiming towards it. As far as I can tell, our speed on arrival doesn't matter. We won't slam into it. We don't need to slow down or enter orbit. We just need to target it, and then when we get there, we should land on the planet. So as long as I keep the camera centered on Alwaid 3 and press the W key, we'll keep aiming towards it. Yes. So I've got a little bit more practice here at this mode. Let's slow down a little bit. Okay. We've arrived at Alwaid 3.
Cruise ended.
Okay, nice. Now, where are we going to set up? Where do we want to put all these goodies? We should probably head to near the center of our operations. Somewhere like this seems like a pretty good area. Okay, let's set down here. And I guess we need to clear out some space. So let's start cutting down trees. Now I guess the wood and the plant material gets littered because our inventory is full. That's fine. Let's just clear out some space here. So what do I have over here? This looks like magnet production. Let's just clear up the litter. So yes, over here we have magnet production from iron veins. Oh, there's spare ingots there, which we might need. Let's see. Let's keep clearing. It'd be nice if there was like a faster way to do this. Conveyor belt with the greatest carrying capacity, a more efficient sorter, and a depot with increased capacity. Those will be nice later, but we've got to do things one at a time, so... Let's see what we want to do here. We've got veins over there. They're stone and coal, so we want to leave room for those. I think we'll just start kind of near the Gauss turret here. Let's clear out a little bit more space. And then we'll get started kind of figuring out what we want to do. Now, it's a long trip back to Alwaid 1 to gather more high purity silicon. So we're going to use small batches for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place down a depot to contain all of our silicon. Then we're going to have to go around and fill up on other items. So let's start there. Let's place down our depot. I reserved 2 spots. I reserved 1 spot in my inventory to hold all this stuff. So let's shift all of that over. There we go. So there's all our high purity silicon ready for use. And what we'll do is we'll just take 100, 200, we'll take 1 or 2 stacks out at a time and put it into like an artisanal production chain that just produces the bare minimum of what we need. However, before we start on that, we need to refill a lot of our basic inventory. So let's get, we go through a lot of iron ingots. Let's get 300 iron ingots. That seems like a good place to start. And we'll just walk around our base and look at all our depots that have stuff in it for us. Like over here we have copper. Let's grab... Oh, that's an arc smelter. That's not a depot. So we're using all of that. What do we have here? Okay, let's grab some... Where are my depots at? What do we have here? This is depot Mark 1, which contains sorter Mark 1. We don't need any of those. Sorter Mark 2 is over here, as is glass. Let's take a stack of glass. We'll take a stack of sorter Mark 2s. That seems great. What else do we have around here that we can snag? We have some engines. Electric motors, rather. Let's grab a stack of those. I'm not sure whether we need those for crafting or not, but couldn't hurt to have them. We've got a stack of prisms here we can grab. What else? There's glass there. Did we get glass? We got glass. Okay. I need copper stuff. What do we have here? This is making iron ingots. Right. We already have some of those. I think we have multiple reserves there. I just forgot where one of them was. Okay. What else can we grab?
Light mode.
We need the basics. This is all the graphite and the refined everything. That's all being used up. Oh, hydrogen fuel rod. That could be interesting. We could look into making some of those.
Data shows there aren't any natural titanium veins on this planet. You can obtain some titanium ores by collecting gravel. If you need a large amount of titanium, find a planet with titanium veins as soon as possible.
Yeah, we know there's titanium veins on Alwaid 1. Let's take a stack of brick. I could use some gears. I could use some copper ingots. Yeah, we don't have a lot of copper overflow because we're using literally everything. I should probably grab... Well, how am I doing for ammo here? I can take, like, some ammo. Like that. And then plop that in here. Okay. We really do need copper ingots, and I think we're using all of them.
Flight mode.
Unless there's some over here. We do have magnets here. Let's take a stack of magnets. I'd love to get a stack of electromagnets and copper ingots. If we could find those, would be great. One thing that I might want to consider doing is setting up overflow in some places, or we might need a mini... We probably need more copper coming up soon because we're using all of it. All right, here's a depot for electromagnets or magnetic coils. Let's grab a stack of those. If we follow the production chains, we should get most of the stuff we need.
Flight mode.
What do we have over here? So we're mining coal. That's being turned into... That's being used for power here. I don't think we need a stack of coal. We've got steel over here. There's some gears. And we need... Definitely we need those. Let's get maybe 2 stacks of steel. What else have we got? What is this complaining about? Lack of material. Oh, it's just we're consuming it faster than we're creating it. Let's get a couple stacks of conveyor belts. That seems good. We'll grab some excess gears here that I was talking about. We still need copper. And then we've been handcrafting a lot of the other stuff that we just take for granted that we have in our inventory. So we definitely need some copper. And it looks like there's no place that we have a copper overflow. So we might need to set up something for that. Like literally all the copper's being used as it's being produced. Magnets. There's copper veins over here. And here we have, yeah, here we have our high purity silicon. So maybe we'll start over here. So in order to produce microcrystalline components, we need high purity silicon, which we have, and copper ingots, which we don't. So let's start here. Let's just make a small mine here that does nothing but produce copper ingots. And we'll put them into a depot, and then we can build a small production chain that takes from those 2 depots and feeds into a microcrystalline component production chain. I think that seems good. All right, so we're going to need to build a lot of stuff here. Let's start by making...
Materials.
How many of these can we make? We don't have... Oh, I need circuit boards. Okay, those we can get.
Flight mode.
Now, where do we have circuit boards? They're feeding into production of the blue squares. But we should have some extra. Yeah, here we go. What is this complaining about? Lack of material, not enough copper. Okay. So what's feeding in the copper? This guy? We have one more vein over here. There's a lot of this. So we're not using enough here. Let's upgrade this. And this. Now you should not be having a lack of material. 60 per minute. That seems good. Feeding in here. This is producing... So we have plenty of magnetic coils, but not enough circuit boards because we don't have enough copper. Yeah, we could really use more copper over here. Or maybe another smelter since we have all this extra ore. That seems reasonable. Let's make one more depot here.
Insufficient materials.
All right, so can we make a bunch of depots? Yes. This uses bricks and ingots. Let's make 10 depots so we have those on hand. And then once this backs up, we should be okay in terms of
Replication.
collecting ingots. All right, so we'll put another depot here. That's going to contain copper ingots, and we'll put them onto the belt with a connector. Like so. And then we'll need a smelter, an arc smelter. So we'll need to make some of these.
Materials.
Let's make 10 of these. This is what we needed the circuit boards for. So do we have spare circuit boards? Seems like they're being fully used. Again, so this is obviously a bottleneck. We're not producing enough of these. How are we over here? We do have a ton of research queued up. What's the recipe here? Iron and copper ingots. So yeah, we're struggling because we can't. All right, so I think I see what I need to do here. I need to ignore all this for now. We'll come back and do something here later. Let's take a couple stacks of iron ore and just start hand smelting copper ingots, copper ore and copper ingots. Now we did get 50% production boost to the replicator here, so we should be able to produce these fairly quickly. So I'll make 50 of those by hand. And then, let's see. Once those are done, we can make some circuit boards by hand. And then we can make the arc smelters we need to improve production efficiency or production output for copper ingots here.
Replication complete.
Now this is going at full blast, producing 132 per minute. This is only consuming 60 per minute, so we should be able to double our output here. Let's make some circuit boards. I guess 20 of those should be good for a while. And then we'll need at least one arc smelter, but let's make some more than that if we can.
Insufficient materials.
How many of these can we make?
Replication complete.
All right, let's make 10 arc smelters. And let's get one of those set up here. Foundation required. So we're gonna need to make some foundation here. We can make 10.
Replication complete.
What does this use? Steel and brick? I think brick is gonna be our... Let's make 10. Now, how many do we actually use in setting something down like this? Does it say? Does that just use one? Foundation. I think this uses 10. Let's check. Let's check our inventory. Yeah, I think that uses 10 or so. So we need quite a lot of that to make like a big amount of area to work on. But that's fine. We can do that. All right, let's set down our arc smelter. Okay, you're going to produce copper ingots, and you're going to feed into
Insufficient materials.
there. Now you're going to be producing 60 per minute, right? This recipe, yeah. And this thing can carry 90 per minute, so one sorter Mark II is enough. And then we need to feed in ore, so we can do that.
Insufficient materials.
Get some sorters going. Okay, now we've doubled our copper ingot production. I wonder if it doesn't make sense. Oh, it's coming out of this in two different ways. So some of the copper's going in here, and some of it's going into the magnet production, but I guess that's fine. And now we actually have enough overflow that we're starting to build some reserves here, which is great. That's what I wanted. So we'd love to have more. Okay. So that's 45 minutes. I'm going to have to take a break here. Let's figure out what we did this episode. We flew over and set up our high purity silicon production chain on Alwaid 1, or Alwaid 1. We came back here, restocked a lot of our inventory that we kind of left over there for the future. We're still missing a few things we'd like to have, but we restocked the majority of it, and we're prepared to begin building a new copper chain over by the silicon to begin producing microcrystalline components in hopes of making processors. So next episode we'll work on that. We'll get an artisanal, handmade, farm-to-table microcrystalline component production chain built. And then we'll look at the next step in building the next building we want, which is Assembler Mark II. For that, after we have processors going, we're going to need graphene, which is going to require us to figure out either how to produce some sort of sulfuric acid and more graphite from coal, or we have this fire ice we harvested, but that's not renewable, so probably we'll be focusing on the sulfuric acid if we can figure out how to make that work. So lots to look forward to, along with we're getting pretty close to another dark fog swarm. When did they build? They must have built a second base here. Now, did our planetary base hit level 1? Oh, this isn't the base level of our base. This is the base level of the Dark Hive base. They have a level 0 base and a level 1 base, both of which are going to attack us at the same time. So that might be a little rough. So we got that to look forward to. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. There is a ton more to do, literally, in this incredible game. I am having a blast with it. What do you guys think? Have you played this? Are you interested in playing it now that you've seen all of my mistakes and have an idea of what not to do? Let me know your thoughts on the Dyson Sphere program below. And other than that, we'll see you next time. Take care.